Hello everyone and welcome back to the show where my only path of 270 is the number of gobstoppers I can eat. I am your host, Mr. Indigo. Welcome you back to Indigo News, your weekly source of satirical comedy. Today we talk about the death of a nation, a missing woman found in a shipping crate and the subsequent investigation that followed, and two penguins fighting after the mate had an affair. Now let's get started here with the finale of the 2016 presidential election. So, I was looking around Twitter during the election, and I saw a post that had rules for a drinking game for people who wanted to watch the election for whatever reason. So, whenever the candidate you support wins a state, you take a shot. It's really easy. Okay, let me tell you right now that unless the Republicans have a body mass of a walrus, they were all hammered to the point where their minds couldn't even form thoughts, let alone coherent sentences. Democrats who participated would have been buzzed, but still sober as a white-tailed deer. But that's beside the point. The liberals were even worse. Oh God, they didn't even get a sip of beer. Ugh. It's like an Arizona desert. If you don't get the metaphors, just don't worry. It's only a fancy way of saying that Donald Trump won the presidency. Trump's place as the 45th president of the United States came at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, when it was confirmed that the Republican Oompa Loompa had won Wisconsin, giving him the presidency, with 274 electoral votes. His win came as a shock to news stations and politicians all over the country, whose polls leading up to and on Election Day reported that Clinton would win both the popular vote and the Electoral College, with a comfortable lead over Donald Trump. However, the polls were apparently as misguided as Hitler's brain because Donald Trump, being the modern equivalent of Andrew Jackson apparently, defied all the laws of nature and the balancing forces of the universe by securing the battleground states of Ohio, Florida, North Carolina, Arizona, and Pennsylvania, which secured the election for Trump. And also, Pennsylvania hasn't voted Republican in around 30 years, the last time being in 1988 for George Bush Sr. At around 2:40 a.m., Hillary Clinton phoned Donald Trump, conceding the election to him, and deciding to wait until tomorrow morning, when the drugs got out of her system, to actually give her concession speech, and sent her supporters, most of whom were in tears. Sad face. Donald Trump, after receiving the concession notice from Hillary, walked out into the stage of the Hilton Hotel, where the entire hall was jam-packed full of Trump supporters, thankfully not shirtless, singing Kumbaya. Believe it or not, Trump decided to give a speech on why white and dark chocolate should join together instead of being separated into their own brands, which about has as much chance of as happening as someone not eating that delicious bar of chocolate before it expires. Some memorable quotes from Trump's speech is,
"Now it is time for America to bind the wounds of division. It is time for us to come together as one united people. It's time. I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me."
Sorry, I have to do it in this voice, because if I try to do a Donald Trump impression, it's going to sound like John F. Kennedy. It's weird. He also get another whole huge role reversal by actually complimenting Hillary Clinton, saying that America owed her
a major debt of gratitude for her service to our country.
Some other interesting events that happened during the election is the fact that a Canadian immigration site went down after it appeared that Donald Trump was winning the election. I wonder why. Also, there was a shooting at a polling place down in Indigo. But hey, no big deal, right? Right? No, oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Many countries around the world have congratulated Trump on his election, but most notably being Vladimir Putin of Russia, who sent his message through Telegraph today. Also on the list are Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Mexican and Philippines Presidents Enrique Pena Nieto and Rodriguez Duerte, who had previously lashed out against President Obama. The European Union is also asked to meet with Trump at an emergency U.S. EU session in Europe, in addition to their congratulations towards the president-elect. So, this is the only story I wrote like a script for, and ugh, because there's just so much data. I was originally going to just do this as a one-off. So, essentially, there's this woman last week. She was missing for 3 months, just 3, and then they found her alive in a shipping crate with a collar around her neck. So, but police started searching the property because she said there was 4 dead bodies buried around there, and he shot her boyfriend. So the guy who was arrested, I can't remember his name for the life of me because I am stuck at names. Don't judge me, internet. Whatever. Okay. But they did find 3 bodies on the campus, and they've pretty much given up finding that 4th body. But they are going to try finding it. As of now, I don't know if they found the 4th body, but that's pretty much beside it. In other news, memes, penguins. So, there was a thing posted by National Geographic on Twitter, where basically these penguins, this Papa Penguin came home, and he saw like a home wrecker inside his nest. He's like, boy, and they started fighting and pecking at each other's eyes, and it was awesome. And then the girl comes over and picks the home wrecker, and then the father goes back on the attack. He's like, yo! And the other pet, and like there's blood everywhere, and it's squirting everywhere, and and then the father trips over a branch and runs away. The end. And that's pretty much it for this episode. There wasn't a lot of talked about this week because, let's be honest here, the last 2 weeks have been covered with the presidential debate. It was fucking ridiculous. No, seriously, it was ridiculous. You couldn't find jack shit on other news articles. You couldn't! You absolutely couldn't. But I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like the video, make sure to big old thumbs up. And if you want to hear more of me, Mr. Indigo, make sure you hit this big old subscribe button. I wanted to say that my voice might sound clear in this episode. That's because I did build myself a little foam shield. I got foam from a friend who wasn't using it, so I got foam. And so I used that foam. I got a little bit of a vent duct, and I flattened it out, and I bent it into 4 directions. That created a shroud. I just put it around the microphone. So that's pretty much my shroud. But you can check out my Instagram and Twitter. I've been posting photos of that all. Like, I just post photos of that, so if you wanted to check that. As always, my sources are down below in the description. And I hope you guys like the video. It's because of you guys that this is possible, and this is the only reason I keep doing this. And this is the only reason I keep doing this and keep watching the election. Kill me. Anyway, guys. See ya. Ciao.